Welcome to the second episode of Have Had Will Travel. I'm your host, Xheetah, and this podcast touches on all modes of transportation, the stories that move us, and travel reviews. In this episode, I'll give you a brief snippet of the lady behind Have Had Will Travel, and we will enjoy an interview of one of the many Uber drivers who shuffle me around the city. So, who is the lady behind Have Had Will Travel? Well, a coal miner's daughter and a Jamaican chef met in Miami, Florida, married, and had a love child. Me. I was born with 4 names, the only child of this Bible-named couple, and raised as a private school Boca brat. We survived hurricanes, homelessness, and the Florida heat. But that's in another episode. Before 2022, I'd only been in a taxi cab once in my life. It was when I was living in Boca Raton, Florida. I was about 7 years old, and I was with my aunt and my older sister. Now, did you know that Uber was initially called Uber Cab? Uber started out as a luxury ride-hailed service in San Francisco. That's right, a ride-hailing service in San Francisco using black cars. And over time, it evolved into the Uber we know today, offering various transportation services from Uber X to Uber Pool. And it is an expanding global operation now. So why Uber or Lyft, you might wonder? Well, I did the math, and the financial benefits of taking an Uber or a Lyft outweigh the cost of vehicle ownership. In fact, AAA reports that the average cost of owning and operating a new car in the U.S. in 2023 is $12,182 per year. That's including fuel, maintenance, insurance, depreciation, and taxes. This equates to about $1,015 per month. Now, I don't know about you, but that's a lot of money a month. There are other obvious savings like insurance savings. Because I Uber, there's no need for monthly car insurance, which actually averages out to be $1,700 per year for a typical policy. I can buy a lot of hat and shoes with that money. I could go on, but in just a moment, background noise is going to pick up and we are going to speak with our driver. So I really appreciate you taking the time to pick me up and speak with me for just a few minutes. If you don't mind me asking, how long have you been a Uber driver?
Maybe it's been about 6 months.
Really? Okay, so we got a short period of time, but it sounds like you have some good stories. Do you have a story on where you can share an instance where you had to handle maybe an emergency or an unexpected situation and what the outcome was?
Okay. Well,
or if you have another story, please regale me with that one.
Okay, well, I have a story where I had a rider call me. I went to pick him up.
Uh-huh.
And when I went to get him, I met him at the gate because he was in a gated community.
Okay.
So he walked to the gate, and as he got in the car, his wife showed up in their car and blocked me in.
No.
And told me he wasn't going anywhere. And she was going to call the police on me if I drive off with him.
Wow. Make sense.
So he got out and they commenced to, I guess, arguing because they were speaking in, I guess, Chinese. I guess Chinese, and I really couldn't understand what they were saying to each other. But it didn't sound good. It didn't look good. There was a lot of finger pointing, and there was a lot of, Well, and to make a long story short, so I sat there for probably about 20 minutes while they argued. I didn't know. I was so fresh, I didn't know what to do.
Right.
And so I just said, and then so finally I decided just to get away from the situation. So I ended up having to ask the gentleman to,
cancel the ride.
Wow. Get out my car and, go take care of your wife. Wow. I think it's more important that you do that than try to leave at this
or
point.
Run away from the problem.
Right.
Wow. And was that like your first ride? Or?
That was my first ride, but I hadn't been driving probably about maybe a month when that happened. So
wow. So you were still very fresh, like you said.
Yeah, I was very fresh. I didn't know what... I thought I was in trouble. I'm like, wait a minute, is this what this job's going to be like? I don't want to do it.
Wow.
But on the other side of that, I've given a gentleman a ride, and he noticed that I was missing a leg. I'm an amputee. So I only gave him a ride maybe 2 miles. Mm-hmm. I think it was maybe $8.
Mm-hmm. About like my ride.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if he felt a certain way or something. He left me a $25 tip.
Wow.
And I felt like that was
a very kind gesture.
That was a very kind gesture.
Yes, it was.
Just a 2 mile ride.
Yeah.
And I have gotten many of those now.
That's amazing.
And through my going through my health issues and losing my leg, I noticed there's a lot more kindness in the world than it is evil.
Yes.
Or that I don't care attitude. So, I appreciate being able to witness that for myself.
Yes.
And not just assume it.
It reassures your hope in humanity.
Yes, it does. So
that's a blessing.
Right. And then I get some rides. A couple of days ago, I picked a young lady up at the motel, and it looks like she has all her belongings. Either she has got evicted, or she's leaving a situation that's not good for her, but she's still in a situation that's not good for her. Because I took her from one motel to the other.
You passed my house.
Uh-oh.
It's okay.
See, that's how good the interview was. But she had 2 children with her, and the way she was conducting, I'm afraid she's going to lose her children.
Oh, no.
To the system.
Oh, no. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so some of those, when I run across that, it kind of...
You pray for those people.
Yeah. I don't particularly like seeing that situation.
Not a problem. I understand. Well, I thank you so very much for your time and the stories you shared with me. It was a very pleasant ride, and I'm going to leave you a good tip and a good review. And I hope that you be safe out there, and I'm sending you lots of light, love, and positive energy with you today, okay?
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome.
How do you say your name?
Thank you for joining us on Have Had Will Travel. Please keep engaging authentically, living your story to the fullest, and stay tuned for more insights, interviews, and discussions in our upcoming episodes. Remember, everything in life is somewhere else, and you get there in a car. Until next time, leave sooner, drive slower, live longer, and make the most of this beautiful day. Have Had Will Travel. Xheetah loves you. Bye-bye.